The year was 1941. The world was at war. Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio were the kings of the diamond, and Orson Welles' Citizen Kane was the talk of Hollywood. At the University of Illinois, the Illini Union opened its doors to the student body, and Bob Zuppke was in his final season as head coach of the Orange and Blue football team. At Huff Gym, Coach Doug Mills' Illini were coming off a mediocre season. Though the roster listed only one returning regular from the 40-41 squad, a quiet sense of optimism encompassed the facility on the corner of 4th Street and Gregory. 6-foot 5-inch junior center Art Mathieson from Dwight owned one of the 5 starting spots, but the others would eventually be split among a quartet of sophomores, all of whom stood around 6'3" in height. Jack Smiley from Waterman, Illinois, Gene Vance from Clinton, Andy Phillip from Granite City, and Ken Menke from Dundee. The non-conference portion of the schedule began well, with the Illini going 5-1. Now came a demanding stretch of 3 straight Big Ten games on the road for the young team. At defending NCAA champion Wisconsin, at Michigan, and at Ohio State. To everyone's surprise, with the exception of the Illini themselves, Illinois came out on top in all 3. And that success continued the rest of the way, with the Illini winning 10 of their last 12 regular season games, resulting in the school's first Big Ten title in 5 seasons. Illinois represented the Big Ten in the 8-team NCAA tournament at New Orleans, but drew Adolph Rupp's talented Kentucky Wildcats in the quarterfinals. The Illini did lead by 4 at the 3-minute mark, but ended up losing 46-44. According to Andy Phillip, Coach Doug Mills and his coaching staff helped meld that young 41-42 roster into a truly great team.
I thought Doug was like a father to most of us. He was a young 33-year-old, and we were in our 19s and 18s and 20s, and he was like a father figure to most of us. He was not a pushy. He was a gentleman all the way. He was also the athletic director at one time, and he had a great deal of responsibility. And I think it was fortunate that we had guys like Wally Rutger, who was the baseball coach, as his chief scout, and Howie Brown, who was another scout, on the team with us to scout and bring us the information back. I think he needed that very much. But Doug was easy going with the players. He never pushed us at one bit.
While Illinois' 1941-42 squad had great success, an 18-5 overall record and a Big Ten championship, even better things were to come the following season. And, oh yes, they'd gain a nickname too. You may have heard of them, the Whiz Kids. This has been another historic page from the Illini Scrapbook. I'm Mike Pearson.